Welcome in, everybody.
What?
Welcome. Let me mute that here real quick. Welcome in. We're going to be watching the attempted launch of the Starliner, first crewed mission flight test. Be watching a couple different channels. We got NASA stream. Let's see. NASA is streaming it. NASASpaceflight, which isn't affiliated with NASA. They'll be streaming it. And we also have the Everyday Astronaut. We got a couple different feeds. We're going to try to watch the best one. The actual launch will probably jump over to NASA's. It's actually in 4K. For those of you who are into space and nerdy like I am about it, they have not been able to successfully launch this thing yet. They've had a bunch of trouble lately on their previous launch attempts. Had some rocket problems, had some problems with the capsule itself. And Boeing doesn't have the best name in the world right now. So hoping everything goes safe. We're about 22 minutes from launch right now. And let's see, they're muted. They're muted. Hold on, we will unmute. And let's see, we'll mute him right now. He's also watching NASA space flights too, so we might just go with him. And sorry if you're hearing the rain in the background. It's a very rainy day here in Alabama. In fact, my roof is even leaking. I got a bucket under it now. So, 2 people in here already. Welcome in. And YouTube, looks like there's 1 person over there, maybe. Showing 1. Anyway, welcome in. Please, if you're ever on YouTube, please give the stream a like. Go ahead and unmute the
as we
stream here.
Terminal count, and that just would prevent any what we'd consider to be a nuisance alarm at this point. So nothing major there. It's kind of a standard operating procedure for.
They've already fueled the rocket.
We are just a little over.
The astronauts are seated in their in the capsule, and the capsule's been closed up. I think they've retracted the arm. You can't really tell from that angle. I know they pulled away from it.
And I've been thinking a lot about Butch and Sunny going back to the ISS for a 3rd time for both of them.
The U.S. right now, the only vehicle we have is through SpaceX and their Dragon capsule for getting people up there. We've also been hitching rides with Russia. We're trying to get away from that.
And 6 months in their 2nd trip up. So now going back for their 3rd time, they're going to a place that they consider home. If you think about living somewhere for literally a year out of your life, you know, it means a lot to you.
These 2 are veteran astronauts.
Go ahead.
Step 90.
They won't be going. I think they're going to the space. I'm not sure if they're going to space station or not. I think they are. I think they are going to go up and dock.
She cried the last time she left the ISS because she thought it would be her last time in space. So you can just imagine how special this trip will be for both her and Butch. And we are getting very close now to that moment where they are going to be headed to space. We are coming up on a call for the visors to come down. We're going to hear Capcom tell the crew to pull their visors down.
And later this week, I want to say the 4th or the 5th is when SpaceX is scheduled to do their integrated flight test number 4. We'll be trying to cover that too.
Monitor and event table are in the correct configuration for terminal count.
Verified.
RC, verify solar radiation acceptable for launch.
Verified.
Closing their
All
visors.
the crew starting to pull their visors down there. That configuration is needed for proper airflow through their suit. In case of an emergency, they could pressurize their suits quickly if needed. That is the importance of having everything zipped up and ready to go. And they really enjoy the fact that these helmets are much easier to get on. They just sit back on their suits, just like a hoodie of a sweatshirt, so they're able just to pull them forward and zip them up.
Houston, Starliner, visor config complete.
Houston copies, visor config complete.
All right, they're all zipped up. And this config
All
also calls...
communications switch to channel 1. All personnel and visitors remain in present position until launch. Maintain operational silence in the LCC.
So, Lauren, that's kind of a...
Like I said, I personally don't have any cameras down there. I'm not that fancy, so like I said, we'll be watching some of these other channels. Let's see here. I'm surprised what about it is not. Oh yeah, they are. Here we go. Pull up also what about it. Another one of the channels they're in 4K too. Wonderful. Another one of these space channels I follow. Need to see their chat. See what they're talking about.
Because it's always quite hard to keep the speed of the chat log to actually read stuff.
18.5 minutes until launch.
18 minutes away, and I guess they have it as L- on the actual NASA stream, which is interesting. But yeah, we're about 18 minutes away. I don't know if I've seen L- in a while.
Yeah, same here. Would be new to me, but
Wonder if they'll do L+.
probably.
Alright, sounds like they're about to start doing polls for Boeing, so we'll see what they say. After all,
I don't know why that one popped up.
The helium leak recently, which they said it's good to fly with. They said even if the valve essentially wasn't there at all, because the leak was caused by a O-ring for a valve, and they essentially said like even if the O-ring wasn't there, the leak would be manageable enough. So it doesn't seem to be too big a deal. It is still a little interesting that they are flying with a leak, but should still be good. According to Boeing, they have more than enough margins to spare. So we'll see what they say.
Yeah, and I've also seen multiple people ask about Felix now. And as you might know, we are gonna have the flight test for our Starship in the upcoming week. And for that, Felix is actually going down to Starbase to watch it in person.
Oh, yes.
And that, of course, takes time. So, yeah, they're currently preparing everything for that stream and for going down there. So that's why. Yeah. Okay, so we can probably again take a small peek at Starbase. Well, there's not too much happening.
One person in here.
We'll keep it down there in the corner. But yeah, there you can see now up to date that the stacking is basically done. So it's just like a small, tiny...
Yep, there we go. Looking over at Starbase. SpaceX. Getting ready for their launch. Like I said, they've got a window between the 1st and the 5th. Obviously, it's not going to go today. We'll find out more later.
Yeah, it's incredible just to see the range that launch vehicles have. Like, the differences between the Atlas V and Starship are so numerous, and
Starship is right now the largest spacecraft
first launch.
to ever go into space,
And of course, we have Ship 26 up
and can
top
also
right
carry
now.
more payload. Theoretically,
Ship, but,
like I said, they're still in the testing phases.
well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
We'll see what they do with it.
That's at the massive test site.
All right, let's go back to Everyday Astronaut. See what he's doing.
Roger.
LC flight, air to ground 1, ready for comm check with Starliner and channel.
ULA has
Roger.
built the rocket.
Starliner. LC
Boeing, of
comm check
course,
on channel 1.
built the capsule,
So we got you loud
and it's all being run under the NASA banner. What, Mama? It's raining out there, isn't it? Yes.
Butch Wilmore.
And I copied your comm check, Starliner. And Capcom, did you catch that message?
And Starliner and LC Capcom A-Firm, we see the messages. We're working more to follow. Stand by.
Standing by.
Butch Wilmore has a warning light on his console. He's talking it over with Capcom. While they do that,
Starliner, visors open, please, while we work the suit fans. Visors open.
Visors open. Interesting.
so they're going to have the astronauts open their visors
All right, visors are open.
while they work into issue with them.
Houston, but suit fan Bravo went down and switched to Alpha. It had a DP low, and then it, of course, went off. We still show power to Alpha is on.
Working an issue with
Sounds like they're probably have a problem with the suit fans, but they always have a backup.
And
What,
Starliner,
Mama?
We showed the same for your info. We're swapping suit fans back to Bravo. Continue to stand by for us.
Suit fans, huh?
So the issue here is a problem with the primary suit fan operation. They got to have that suit fan to keep the air circulating inside their suits. With that having a warning, they've asked, Capcom has asked the astronauts to pop open their visors so they can get some fresh air, and they'll work it into a redundant mode, going into a redundant suit fan. So they continue.
Everything in these space missions has some kind of a backup. Double and sometimes triple redundancies on everything.
And counting.
Please don't let a suit fan be the cause of scrub.
Yeah, that would suck. A scrub due to a suit fan.
Boeing team working an issue in real time right now.
LC flight channel 1.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the condition we're in an LCT condition with both suit fans down. We're trying to get these reactivated.
Those suit fans are down. Okay.
Roger. So good to stow the crew access arm.
I'm down.
Roger.
Okay, so
But they're still
moving forward
clear to
still.
proceed. Okay.
Sorry about this.
All right, the team
thing.
continues.
Hey, Alina, welcome
to
in.
Issue
Screen out here in the direct
again, just to
sunlight.
recap on weather. We'll go.
We're gonna wait and see if they can launch Boeing Starliner.
So we'll send it back to Megan, Mike, and Dee.
Minus 11 minutes.
As you just
Arm
heard there,
control,
11
so the
minutes
active
to
arm
liftoff.
11 minutes to lift off, and
The 6-time NASA astronaut
they're having issues with the suit fans right now. Apparently, the primary and the backup.
Over for that terminal count, the final moments of the countdown. How are you guys feeling?
Feeling great, excited, making sure teams work to troubleshoot the last little bit, and hopefully
They've had issues over the last couple of weeks with both ULA's rocket and Boeing's capsule. Hopefully, everything's fixed now.
That's right. All right, so let's send it over to the ASOC, where Lauren and Dylan will walk us through the final moments of the countdown.
All right, thank you, Megan. So what we are looking for next here is that crew access arm to start making its way back over.
Starliner, on our end, we brought suit fan Bravo back on. It looked good. We need both. We need to prove that A is also there, so we're commanding Alpha on and then off at this time. More to follow.
Okay, so they got
All right.
Yep, we see it.
They need both.
And we're still visors up, so you know. All right.
So you hear this troubleshooting happening
Right.
in real time. They are
Yeah,
moving
myth,
forward
Boeing,
with
yeah.
everything else while they troubleshoot
Flight
that.
verify CFD
The-
100 on
The thing is, that NASA wants a backup. They don't want to have
Figure ordnance for launch.
SpaceX as a primary and the only one.
Second word.
And I don't blame them. They want to make it
Starliner
competitive,
on-panel power
but
knobs
it just
retracted
doesn't
on
seem
the
like anybody else can get their
Ordnance has
get their
also
shit
been
straight.
configured for launch. That
LT
means
flight channel
the devices
Go
that
ahead.
initiate our
Yeah, we
separation events.
reactivated suit fan Bravo. Suit fan Alpha is also working.
And right now we just have the Dragon capsule.
And for the crew, you can take
Starship isn't quite ready yet.
There we go.
Visors down and ordnance configured.
Okay.
LC
Reactor
copy
sounds
both.
retracted.
All right, it's got to focus.
But I don't
on
think
those
Starship
visors
was really meant to go to the ISS anyway.
Alright.
It's meant to go to the
Here
moon
we
and
are.
Mars.
The axis arm is retracted. The suit fans are both working. We're getting a lot closer.
But
here.
I'm
Like
sure
I said, we're-
future designs can incorporate a docking ring of some kind.
This is great news. I'm going to reconfigure my camera here in a little bit.
And maybe not for this space station. We only have what, less than 10 years left of this space station.
We're glad it can if it needs to.
I don't know what they're going to do after that. I don't know if they're starting to build a new one, or I know Russia's already starting to build their new one. China already has their little space station.
Only 3.5 miles, so like 5.5, 6 kilometers away, whatever it is. Pretty great view here. I'm really excited because you'll easily be able to see it because of the solid rocket boosters. We'll see the trail. It's been a while since I've even seen an Atlas launch, so I'm really excited. The solids pack quite a punch. They're nice and loud and sharp sounding. I'm really excited. It's going to be a really cool launch.
Permission to launch today.
LC arm control.
Oh, Alina, talked to your grandpa earlier this week on his birthday. Told me to tell you hi.
All right, the crew access arm is stowed.
LC switch to ready position.
Everything looking good.
All steps are complete prior to status check.
Probably won't have too many people in here live. Most of the people who follow me are nighttime people.
And Dylan and I will be a little more quiet as we get closer here to launch so we can listen in to all of the
And
actions
some of them
as
are
they
possibly
happen.
at work right now anyway.
Real time.
Oh,
Just
internet,
under
do
7.5
not
minutes
start glitching.
Till start.
Oh, here we go. My internet has been having issues. My internet service provider.
Starliner, astronauts. Butch
Okay,
Wilmore
it's just their stream. All right, good. Nope. Nope, apparently it's my internet. OBS isn't showing any drop frames yet, though. Nope, I'm streaming fine. It's just with Chrome, it looks like. Crap, I do not want to have to shut down Chrome and restart it with all these tabs open right now.
And briefly state the reason.
Oh, wait a minute. That one's going.
So, Lauren, we just heard a couple of our standard pre-launch announcements. During the countdown, the individual teams, so think of the Atlas.
All right, we'll just switch over to NASA's feed right now.
As they perform their functions, all that work is complete, and so essentially what that last.
So you just have to deal with my uneducated commentary.
Loop one, as we call it, and the rest of the
I really haven't been keeping up with this because I didn't honestly think they were going to get to launch with all the issues they've been having.
So at this point, our operators are going to be heads down. And so the only conversation in the LCC from this point forward is just going to be working through the the launch procedures. There'll be no other ancillary conversation whatsoever.
And we'll also be listening to some of those.
And of course, I go live, and
on
my friend
the
Donald wants to
screen
call.
right now, so we'll be listening for a few polls. One that's called the Starliner Readiness Poll for terminal count, and that is one of the shorter polls, and it will be coming from the Boeing Mission Control Center, or we call it the BMCC here in Florida. The spacecraft launch conductor, Brian Gardner, will poll
Timer is still
in
going,
that
so
room in charge of the propulsion system and
see how this
power
goes.
and many other subsystems. He will have 3 call-outs to him.
L-minus 17 minutes.
OSM, place SRB ignition SNA switch to the enable position.
SRB ignition enabled.
And verify FTO, RCO, and OSM hold fire switches are in the proceed position.
Ready to proceed.
Launch on time verified.
Roger.
And
LCP-1.
Go ahead.
AHB charging reestablished and at flight mass.
Roger.
so, Lauren, we're quickly coming to the end now of the launch vehicle pre-launch.
And I'm not sure on NASA's plans. Once they do start touching down on the moon, I don't know if they plan on building like a moon space station,
Range safety representatives activated the SRB.
where astronauts can go up there,
circuits that
maybe get up there, hang out there until their time to go down to the surface. I don't know how they're going to do that.
just a few moments ago.
L-minus 16 minutes.
And also another range safety system is the hold fire system. So there are remote switches at the Space Launch Delta 45 Morel Operations Center up the road. And if any of the range safety representatives see an issue, they can...
I know even with Starliner, they're going to have to do in-space refueling before they land on the moon. Of course, landing on the moon is not going to take as much fuel as getting up there.
Atlas 5 and Starliner stacked on top with astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams inside, ready to go to space. We are just coming up on about 15 minutes from launch, and we are going to send it over to NASA's Daryl Nell at Hangar AE. Daryl.
Thank you very much, Lauren. And you've heard the polls from ULA, also polling a go. The NASA operations manager, Richard Jones, checked with his team, gave them the go. As far as weather is concerned, you heard it mentioned on the nets, there was an L-minus 30 weather brief.
We see your CM Essential. That's just to do with the internal power transition. No action.
Okay, no action. We got a suit fan DP low. It's back on now.
Looking.
No issue there. But again, the weather, 90% go. No concern. We're expected to be go for T0. We are go right now. Green across the board. We do have some high cirrus clouds that you can see there up in the upper parts of the sky. And you can see.
Did they bring the arm back? Let's see. They still got time to retract it again.
Flight Channel 1 and Air to Ground 1 are now merged, going to Air to Ground 1.
Roger.
LC Flight, Air to Ground 1, ready for comm check with Starliner and Channel 1.
Roger. Starliner, LC, comm check on Channel 1.
LC, we got you loud and clear. Looks like we got all suit fans failed a warning.
Butch Wilmore.
And I copied your comm check, Starliner. In Capcom, did you catch that message?
And I'm not sure. I think these suits were designed by NASA. I'm not sure.
Capcom A-firm, we see the messages. We're working more to follow. Stand by.
They might have to go to SpaceX's suits, which seem to work a whole lot better.
Butch Wilmore has a warning light on his.
Hey, Rowdy. Yeah, that's why we can't have nice things.
While they do that,
Starliner visors open, please, while we work the suit fans. Visors open.
so they're going to have the astronauts open their visors.
All right, visors are open.
While they work into issue with them.
Houston, but suit fan Bravo went down and switched to Alpha. They had a DP low, and then it, of course, went off. We still show power to Alpha is on.
Working an issue with
Houston
the suit.
copies.
L-minus 13 minutes.
And Starliner, we showed the same for your info. We're swapping suit fans back to Bravo. Continue to stand by for us.
Standing by.
So the issue here is a problem with the primary suit fan operation. They got to have that suit fan to keep the air circulating inside their suits. With that having a warning, they've asked, Capcom has asked the astronauts to pop open their visors so they can get some fresh air, and they'll work it
Next.
mode, going into a redundant suit fan. So
You have to go minus 6 hours. We're in the opposite direction from you. We're in the past. You're in the future.
Get under T minus 12 minutes and counting. The Boeing team working an issue in real time right now.
LC Flight Channel 1. Go ahead. Yeah, the condition we're in an LPT condition with both suit fans down. We're trying to get these reactivated, but we're going to proceed.
Roger. So good to stow the crew access arm.
I'm go.
Roger.
All right, the team continuing.
And Cape Canaveral's going to have weather coming in later. So if this doesn't launch, it'll be a scrub for the day, at least.
So we'll send it back to Megan, Mike, and Dee.
We're fixing to get a bunch of rain here the next 15, 30 minutes.
From only the 6th-time NASA astronauts will launch on a new spacecraft designed for crew. I want to ask you really quick before we toss it over for that terminal count, the final moments of the countdown. How are you guys feeling?
Feeling great, excited, making sure teams work to troubleshoot the last little bit, and hopefully we'll see liftoff today.
I'm very excited for Butch and Sunny, and as we like to say, go Atlas, go Centaur, go Starliner.
Go Butch and Sunny, that's right. All right, so let's send it over to the ASOC, where Lauren and Dylan will walk us through the final moments of the countdown.
10 minutes left.
All right, thank you, Megan. So what we are looking for next here is that crew access arm to start making its way back over.
Starliner, on our end, we brought suit fan Bravo back on. It looked good. We need both. We need to prove that A is also there, so we're commanding Alpha on and then off at this time. More to follow.
All right.
Yep, we see it.
Correcting the arms, switching suit fans back and forth again to make sure they got both of them.
So you hear this troubleshooting happening in real time. They are moving forward with everything else while they troubleshoot
Flight
that
verify CST 100 on internal power.
Verified.
Starliner, configure ordnance for launch.
Second work.
Starliner on internal power now. The spacecraft is running completely on its own. Ordnance has also been configured for launch. That means the devices that initiate our separation
events.
events.
We reactivated suit fan Bravo. Suit fan Alpha is also working to a clear LCC condition. And for the crew, you can take visors down.
Visors down and ordnance configured.
All right, have both suit fans back up now.
To put those visors down now.
So they cleared that problem.
So Lauren, we were seeing that big visual cue, the crew access arm retracting. It takes about 2 minutes to retract and stow 120 degrees away from Starliner back against the crew access tower. In the event of an emergency, it can be redeployed.
Understood, Nix.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. We don't want to see it do that, but we're glad it can if it needs to. And we have a couple of polls coming up here in about 2 minutes. The launch vehicle poll, launch vehicle management poll.
Yeah, Lauren, that's right at L-8 minutes. Next door to us in the Mission Director Center, that's going to be the mission management team poll for launch. And at L-7 minutes, the final terminal count status check down in the LCC. And that is where Chief Launch Director Doug Lebo will poll his team, verify their readiness, and then the launch director next door to us will give him permission to launch today.
LC arm control.
Go ahead.
Crew access arm stowed for launch.
Right. We have 8 minutes. I have time to fix another cup of coffee.
All right, the crew access arm is stowed.
LC switch to ready position.
One kitty cat at my feet. I don't know where the other one's at.
Everything looking good?
All steps are complete prior to status check.
And Dylan and I will be a little more quiet as we get closer here to launch so we can listen into all of the actions as they're happening in real time. Again, just under 7.5 minutes till Starliner astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams make history as the first crew headed to the International Space Station on Boeing Starliner.
L-minus 7 minutes.
Status check to proceed with terminal count, Atlas systems, propulsion,
Go.
hydraulics,
Go.
pneumatics,
Go.
LO2,
Go.
water,
Go.
sensor systems, propulsion,
Go.
pneumatics,
Go.
LO2,
Go.
LH2,
Go.
has gas,
Go.
electrical systems, airborne,
Go.
ground,
Go.
facility,
Go.
RFFTS,
Go.
flight control,
Go.
GCQ,
Go.
op support,
Go.
comm,
Go.
umbilicals,
Go.
arm control,
Go.
ECS,
Go.
redline monitor,
Go.
quality,
Go.
op safety manager,
Go.
ULA safety officer,
Go.
vehicle system engineer,
Go.
anomaly chief,
Go.
range coordinator,
Clear to proceed.
flight director,
Houston flight is go.
Starliner,
Starliner, go.
launch director,
You have permission to launch.
proceeding with the count. ALC, verify T0 is set for 16:25:40 Zulu.
Verified.
Starliner net is clear.
Thank you, LC. To all of you sitting on console, whether you're in Houston, BMCC, ASOC, Atlas, this is a great day to be proud
All right,
of the
Nix.
nation.
We'll see you in a little bit.
You listening as well, whether you're at Banana Creek or the Causeway or the rooftop of LCC or the ASOC and other places around our nation, like the Bay Area building and other places where you are viewing what's taking place. Again, for you, it's a great day to be proud of your nation, great day to be proud of Boeing, great day to be proud of ULA and NASA. And we are one nation under God, indivisible. And when we together use the power of that combination, we can do some pretty amazing things. So LC, with that, we are ready to put some fire in this rocket and propel this spacecraft to the International Space Station, where all these fine Americans have designed and have prepared it to be.
Calypso, take us to space and back.
Roger, Starliner.
LC flight, Starliner configured to terminal count.
Roger. All steps are complete prior to terminal count.
And with that, we are ready to go to space, Lauren.
Hard not to be emotional listening to those words from Butch. I'm sure we'll be playing that speech back for a long time.
Will be T-minus 4 minutes and counting. 3, 2, 1, mark. .355.
Ground pyros enabled.
Launch pad ordnance circuits are now enabled.
Hold. Flight control received to CCLS, hold it. Approximately T-minus 350.
LC switch not ready. All personnel turn to recycle section. Operation 80. LC switch is not ready. Clock stopped at T-minus 3 minutes 50 seconds. Starliner,
Reset the clock.
you should not hear any vent at this point.
Starliner standing by.
ALC reset countdown clock to T-minus 4 minutes and holding.
Active. LC Puny 2.
Go ahead.
Sensor tank pressures are stable.
Roger.
LC Peony 1.
Go ahead.
Atlas tank pressures are stable.
Roger. OSM, place SRB ignition SNA switch to disabled position.
SRB ignition disabled.
Okay, consoles, step 60, report launch vehicle status. Atlas lead.
Atlas tank pressures and helium bottles stable. Atlas propulsion system stable.
Roger. Centaur lead.
Centaur tank pressures and helium bottles stable. Centaur propulsion system stable.
Guess they're going through the checklist now. See,
Roger.
not sure what that
Vehicle
problem was.
electrical. VE, channel 1.
Avionics system stable.
Roger.
Those 4 big towers there are lightning control towers that NASA's using on, I think, if I'm not mistaken, on all their launch pads now.
LC Starliner systems are stable.
Roger. Starliner, last on.
There's a set of cables connecting all 4 of them with a hole in the middle for the vehicle to launch through.
FCS in pre-flight mode, SSVAPs inactive, OCU safe, and EDS in test mode.
Roger. Arm control, deploy the crew access arm.
Roger.
We got to swing the arm back.
Starliner, proceed with ordnance deactivation.
That's in one.
Does this mean a temporary scrub or what?
Deconfigured. All off.
Roger.
LC.
And go ahead, ALC.
Countdown clocks reset, T-minus 4 minutes and holding.
Roger. Flight, verify CST 100 ordnance is safe.
Verified.
Okay, all stations, recycle systems back to T-minus 4 and holding configuration. Hold time occurred at T-minus 3 minutes 50 seconds. Report status at completion. And flight LC.
LC.
CST 100 power to external.
Copy. We'll put it in work.
LC LOX 1.
Go ahead.
Subset Bravo, Atlas Pilot 2, continuing topping.
Roger.
LC LOX 2.
Go ahead.
Substep Golf.
Y'all hear that?
Continuing topping.
Roger.
LC Field 2.
Go ahead.
Centaur LH2, continuing topping.
Roger.
LC
LC.
Peony 1.
Go ahead, Peony 1.
Atlas Pneumatics, pressure stable.
Roger.
LC Peony 2.
Go ahead.
Substep Echo CEC active.
Roger.
And substep Foxtrot sensor pneumatic system stable.
Roger.
LC Prop 1.
Go ahead.
Substep Charlie and substep Delta, Atlas propulsion and hydraulic system stable.
Roger.
LC ECS.
Go ahead.
Substep November ECS set point stable.
Roger.
LC, this flight control.
Go ahead.
Substep Kilo, flight control ready.
Roger.
loading the crew, we establish a safe and stable configuration with the launch vehicle before we begin the egress process. And the configurations are very, very, very close to the same, actually. We'll be maintaining the propellant systems in a topping mode and not changing the state of the Atlas or Centaur as we go through the approximate 1 hour process of egressing Butch and Sunny from the Starliner capsule. But teams are continuing to evaluate the data and look into the cause of the ground launch sequencer abort. In the meantime, we will start to see indications that the team is re-entering the pad. And in fact, the direction was just given to allow the blue team back into the pad. So we will start to see that activity now.
Okay, so I guess the launch is scrubbed for now.
Back into the pad, back up the tower, and begin the process of opening up Starliner and egressing Butch and Sunny.
Yeah, so that's a good sign there. You mentioned with the blue team coming back to the pad, they are the ones that will pull the crew out of Starliner. We heard that the pad area is cleared for them to come in. It's a good sign. Dylan, what's your time estimation on the team going through the rest of their procedures to make sure that the crew can go ahead and get up the elevator?
Actually, I think that we're there. So it's been just about 20 minutes since the hold was called, and in that 20 minutes time, we've established those configurations. In fact, we don't even let the pad team come back through the fence line until those safe and stable configurations have been established. So, once the team will of course be standing by at the fallback area, and they were contacted via radio and told to proceed back to the gate, and they will proceed through the gate and right back up to the crew access tower and on up to level 12 where they can begin configuring the white room. So we are there at this point in terms of being ready to redeploy the environmental seal, which kind of encloses the Starliner door into the white room, and then we'll begin opening up Starliner so that we can egress Butch and Sunny.
Yeah, we can see from this shot here that environmental seal is not on. Of course, this is the configuration right before you move the crew access arm either away or back to the capsule. So you can see the open air between the white room and the crew capsule. That will take the blue team, of course, getting up to the white room to put that environmental seal in place, which they are on the way. I'm monitoring some of the camera feeds. They haven't arrived yet, but they are on their way, as we've heard from the loops.
Like I said, they have rain coming into their area, so they probably will not be launching anytime soon.
So essentially, the launch sequencer is performing all the actions that are occurring during the terminal count. So you will hear our operators provide status at the terminal count, but those operators are not actually performing manual actions. They're just reporting on the actions of the ground launch sequencer. So, for instance, the vehicle propellant tanks will transition from a topping mode into a pressurization mode as they are pressurized to their flight pressure. Once the tanks are pressurized, we'll start to configure the avionics systems as well for launch, and ultimately hand over to from the ground computer to the flight computer, which handles the actual final seconds of the countdown prior to liftoff. But again, the ground launch sequencer is securing propellant topping. It's beginning the process of pressurizing the vehicle for flight. It will be transitioning the vehicle from the ground electrical systems to the onboard batteries, and enabling the ordnance systems, ultimately leading to the engine ignition sequence once the control has been handed over from the ground computer over to the flight computers.
And you've mentioned just some of the things that GLS does, right? It is a very busy computer in the final.
Okay, folks. So it looks like the launch was scrubbed. Like I said, they do have weather coming in, so it won't be anytime soon. see here. And oh, that's right. Y'all can't hear that, but that's okay. As you can see, they have weather moving in. The Cape is right over here, Cape Canaveral. So it probably won't be today. We'll find out when they're gonna try again. Probably depends on whether or not they can fix their problem, whatever problem it might have been. And hopefully I'll try to bring you that. Like I said, we've got this launch. We also have SpaceX's launch all here in the next 4 or 5 days. People coming back to the launch area. So, whoops. So I guess for right now, we'll call an end to this. Sorry, folks, we didn't get a launch. We'll try it again. I'm going to go back to doing a little bit of housework and then maybe getting a nap for our regular scheduled stream in about 4 hours. SpaceX will be launching from Texas. They're free. Yeah, another space penis. Yeah, SpaceX will be launching from Texas, from Boca Chica. It's just the integrated flight test number 4. There's still a prototype with that. So as of now, though, with the Boeing Starliner scrub again, right now, Crew Dragon is the only capsule taking Americans to space. So, and again, folks, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. And we will try this again later on. Let's see if we got anybody we can write out to. I don't even know if anybody's on or up. I have a couple YouTubers streaming, but we can't. I can't rate out. Not on YouTube. I'm not a big enough channel yet. Oh, wrong one. Twitch. Xbox is still live, but I'm sure he's still asleep. Yeah, he's asleep. We won't bother him. So, but if you're bored and just want some background music, you can go to my YouTube B channel. Deer Cam is up, where you can watch watch the wonderful weather going on there. Rainy. Let's see. Let's pull. Where is that? Rainy Saturday. Oh, let's see. It's monitor 4. I had to put numbers on all my monitors. Whoops, monitor 4. There we go. All right, now you can see the rain. Nothing much going on out here in my yard. It's just a little wet and soggy. Not a good day for lawn dancing, for the animals or for people. But let's see here. I don't see anybody to raid out to, so we're just going to cut it off, folks. We'll come back to it later with my regularly scheduled stream. And yeah, the weather does suck today. And this is also what's moving into Cape Canaveral, so they're scrubbed for today. Unless they're going to try again later tonight, I don't know. After the weather moves through, a lot of it depends on whether they can fix the problem they had. But anyway, appreciate everybody coming and hanging out. We'll try this again later, and y'all have a good afternoon.